me live. What is going on? We're live from Green Bay, Wisconsin at the NFL draft. Let's go. Where's your draft hat? Patriots draft hat, Bills draft hat. You got the draft hats for the Jets and the Dolphins. Man, I gotta say, we miss you, gentlemen. We miss you, gentlemen. We wish you guys were here with us in Green Bay. Sorry for a little blurry. Welcome back to the AFC East Roundtable. I feel like I haven't been on the show in a minute. Let's go.
Yeah, Rich, you've been skipping out on the show, man.
I've been skipping out on the show. I had reason for it. I was out of country. You were home and like, oh, yeah, I can't make it.
Yeah, so as much as I appreciate our massive list of backups, right, it did kind of catch me off guard today when we released our graphics for mock drafts last week, and I didn't see y'all's faces. Like on the mock drafts by itself. I'm like, damn.
It was Big C and Connor.
AFC East squad has been going on a hiatus, but I'm very glad to see that y'all are enjoying Green Bay, Wisconsin. Great interviews, by the way, man. I loved all the interviews between you, Troy, Bass. I'm still waiting on TD's interview, though. Has TD conducted an interview yet?
He wasn't with us this morning. He showed up late.
Yeah, I showed up for the party, man.
Yeah, he showed up after all the fun happened. We were doing tours. We got to see the draft stage. We got to see the green room. And he showed up at the end of the tour, which we were on the field of Lambeau. And it's actually hilarious. All of a sudden, TD called me. He's like, Richie, where you guys at? I'm in Lambeau. And I look, and we're all on the field on the sideline. I look across the stadium. He's like, look, I'm the only one in the stands. You can't miss me. I look, and I see TD waving across the field of Lambeau in the bleachers by himself. I'm like, how did you get there? Get over here. It was hilarious.
VIP access, baby.
Where's that Dose interview? I haven't seen Dose's interviews either.
Yeah,
no,
Dose has been
I saw
of actually
kicking him out of
the Airbnb.
Why?
Yeah, y'all probably should.
No, okay, he's right there, so we're just making him.
Dose, I'm disappointed in you, man. Come on. Yeah. I need that interview. I trained you.
All right, come over here. Dose of Dion. Yeah, roll call. All right, guys, this is Dose of Dion. You guys knew him from the Senior Bowl. What do you got to say?
The lighting is awful. I mean, I'm just disappointed.
Dose, I can't even see your head, man.
Oh.
Dose, come on. I trained you.
Buy those hats at the draft today?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Pals back. There you go, man.
Yo,
look at you guys.
Now, I already had
Bills one up.
You want one, man? Just send me $250. I mean, it's $280, but I'll get you the interest.
It's $250 for a hat?
$240. Just send $240.
That's insane, bro. All right.
This is the NFL draft crew supporting Roundtable Sports, man. We're doing a lot of great things. Shout out to Bass and Dose of Dion for being here with us, man.
Baby.
You know it.
Man, you know what? It's
Dan, I'd recommend buying it off online because they don't have the pins for the Bills. If you want the pin for the bill, I would recommend getting it on their site.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is pretty sick. He doesn't get the Dolphins pin, as you've seen.
Yeah.
I bought this online.
Yeah, that was messed up. So
that is indeed interesting. Colby, how you doing, man? From the comfort of your own studio, and while our colleagues are in Green Bay, Wisconsin, ready to cover the draft tomorrow, how's life with you?
Dude, it's so busy. Like, this is one of the busiest weeks of the entire NFL season because you have so much content that you wish you were able to get to that last minute you didn't. Of course, we got our guys down there in Green Bay. We're trying to help here back at home base, make sure we're getting the uploads and getting the content out there for everybody on all social platforms here for Roundtable. On top of Patriots Global, on top of school, man, there's a lot happening. On top of that, I'm also sick. The worst time to get sick. But you know what? Tomorrow's the big day. All the mock drafts, the meaningless mock drafts we've been doing for the last few months, it all comes down to this, man. It's exciting.
It's big stuff, man. Listen, I feel left out for not having a draft hat. I will continue this.
Dan, I don't know.
Say that, but it is what it is. I'm going to purchase myself one online.
You should, man. I highly recommend it. This year's draft hats are awesome, and they're not always good. Like, I get a draft hat every year, but I wasn't a fan of them last year. But since it's the NFL draft, I want to do something by gifting 5 members in the AFC East Roundtable membership, man. Congratulations. We got 5 brand new members of the AFC East Roundtable. Jay Pagan, MC Fueler, Ford Nation, Kendrick, Red Pill, all just got gifted AFC East Roundtable members. Do us a favor and spam the emojis in the chat, especially TD Finstock's face of him being upset, because that's what's going to be like tomorrow when they draft someone he hates.
Super Bowl, baby. Cam Ward, slide.
Cam
I
Ward.
heard that mock draft for Bleacher in the background, TD.
It's when they
That's what I do, man.
that he hates. Shout out to Richie for donating those memberships to the show. And Tony comes in and says, Dan, you know the vibe. Yes, I do.
Hey,
Yes,
yo,
I
that
do.
was a slap, Dan. Come on, what was that?
Dan getting soft on
Oh, yo, you just knocked Bob out. Whoa, what is
That
this?
what you want?
Live
Is
on the
that what
show,
you want?
Dan. Okay.
Man, he just completely knocked Bob out cold, bro. That was brutal. Man, well,
All right.
Well, I actually have some funny stories that happened last night at the hotel. We were at the hotel. I was checking into the hotel last night, and we had no idea that we were staying at the hotel with the prospects. Totally random. Bass is the guy who got the hotel. We're not there anymore. We're in an Airbnb now. And I'm sitting in the lobby, and I just see Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan, and Mason Graham just walk in the lobby. And I'm sitting there like,
Crazy.
Oh, my God, what are they doing? Am I in the – and then I see them all pour in. And all of a sudden, Cam Ward walks in. I'm like, Ashton Genty. I'm sitting there by myself with all these prospects' families. And it gets to a point where an NFL security guard comes up to me, and he's like, hey, man, what exactly – like, what are you doing? Who are you? And I'm just like, hey, I'm staying here at the hotel. I have NFL credentials. Like, I'm good. Like, he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, I think he thought I was a stalker random fan that was stalking the first-round picks. I think that's what it looked like.
Wow. So he came up to you?
Yeah, the NFL security is like, hey, I'm NFL security. You just want to, check in on me. But the real thing is what I wanted to say is I got recognized. And what I got recognized was through this show, the AFC East Roundtable. Somebody came up to me, shook my hand, and I thought he was shaking my hand just because, like, the entire first-round picks families were walking by me, and I'm sitting there just, like, nodding my head to everybody, like, awkwardly. And he comes up to me. I thought he was being a nice guy to shake my hand. But he's like, I love the show. I'm like, oh, what show? He's like, with TD. And I'm like, oh, the AFC East Roundtable. He's like, yeah, I'm a Patriots fan. Love the show. And I'm like, who are you here with? Because these are all relatives and family members of prospects. He's with Jahad Campbell from Alabama. So, and I was like, that's awesome. He was like walking away. And I was like, no, come back. We got to get Jahad Campbell on the show. So if you're watching, it was nice to meet you. And it was just cool that the AFC East Roundtable is watched by people that are going into the draft, some relatives. So
you should have gotten his handle, Rich.
Yeah, it happened so
You're
fast.
Red Swarm 413. Oh my God, I know you.
Yeah, it happened so fast, so I wasn't able to get any contact information. They were walking into the draft prospect reception, but it was really, really cool to be in the same hotel as Abdul Carter and everybody last night.
So
I'd be in the lobby the whole time, dude.
Watching us right now, right? Like maybe he's watching us right now.
Maybe Jahad Campbell's watching us right now too. We're just on the flat screen in the hotel.
And then all the prospects went into the reception. So then I'm like, all right, I'll go eat dinner at the restaurant in the hotel. I'm sitting there eating alone. The entire restaurant's empty. I sit at the bar, order food, and all of a sudden I hear a family and people come to my right, and I hear, hey, can I get a water? And I just look, it's like Cam Ward right next to me ordering a water. I'm like, what up, Cam? He's like, what's up, man? And I'm like, I'm Richie. Nice to meet you. He's like, I'm Cam. I'm like, I know who you are. And then
I know who you are.
Don't worry, man. And then I just made a casual conversation with him. I'm like, you excited for Thursday? You nervous? And I just had a cool conversation with him. And that was really, really cool.
You should have said tighten up.
Tighten up.
Well,
tighten up. He's about to be a Titan.
It's clear too, because you can tell that Tennessee has already told him that he's going to be a Tennessee Titan, because I'm sure y'all saw his top 5 wide receivers.
Traylon Burks, Calvin Ridley.
His top 4 running backs. He snuck in a Tajay Spears as the second best running back in the NFL. That Tennessee
He's media trained right there.
Yeah, for sure. That guy is going to be a Tennessee Titan. But you know what, man, I am currently living vicariously through you guys. I elected not to go because I did want to give an opportunity to some of our other guys on Roundtable Sports, but I'm glad you guys are having a good time and the content has been great. But boys, tomorrow is the day where mock draft season is officially over. Thank God. Because I would say after 3 weeks of mock drafts, I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it.
That's it, Dan, 3 weeks?
And so I'm getting sick of all these ball knowers being like, oh, that's a terrible draft, man.
You're no ball, Dan Mitchell.
Oh, man, I hate you for selecting Kenneth Grant right there, man. Quit. I'm like, dude.
They leave after the first pick.
Relax. But we're going to hop into a segment because as the draft gets closer, this is about the time where you start to hear some of the craziest rumors centralized around your team. And I'm curious to see if you guys have heard anything from your perspective. I saw your interview with Daniel Jeremiah today, Richie, where you asked him if there was a player that the Jets could shock the world and go defense. But super excited to hear what you guys have to say. And shout out to DF Forever. Dwayne, what's up, brother? How you doing? Toast to our host, TD. Great to see you back. It's good to see the four of you on here. Having a great time.
Salute,
Dude,
DF. Can't
absolutely.
wait for the next meetup, man, so we can hang out again.
Yeah,
Shout out to
DF
the
Forever.
next meetup. But
Let's go, DF.
I actually,
go
ahead, Dan.
So I do want to go around the table. And so I do want to hear some crazy rumors that you have heard attached to your favorite team, and or if there has been any last-minute decisions or preferences from your end, starting off with Richie.
Awesome. Yeah, I also had an interview who I'm going to be posting now with Charles Davis, another NFL Network person who had a lot of interesting things to say. And I asked him a question, I asked him a Jets-related question, but I started off with a non-Jets-related question, which was, if there's a shock that's going to happen tomorrow, what can you see that shock be? And I'll leave that as an open-ended, and check out Roundtable Sports because I'll post it later today, and you'll hear from Charles Davis. And it was cool because we saw the prospects, and then afterwards they had all the NFL Network media guys for interviews. So we were interviewing Daniel Jeremiah, Charles Davis, Joe Klatt was there too. So that was really fun. But I think, talking about the New York Jets' sake of things, it's really consensus right now that Tyler Warren and Armand Membu are the two favorites, but the latest buzz is that the Jets could lean towards a defensive player, and that's Aaron Glenn's voice getting involved. That the Jets front office likes Tyler Warren, but Aaron Glenn is kind of pushing for a defensive player. And Jahdae Barron, the Texas corner, his name's got brought up by Adam Schefter. And if that's the pick, that would be wild because no one saw that coming. But what that pick would do is make the Jets secondary one of the best it's been in a while. And I think Jahdae Barron, think of him like a Brian Branch and how they would utilize him all over the field, slot, out wide, out deep, in the box, outside as well. But I don't see that happening. I did speak with Mason Graham this morning, and I asked him, what would it be like to play with the Jets, partner up with Quinnen Williams? And he said that he was with the Jets a few weeks ago, and he loves Aaron Glenn, loves Quinnen Williams, would love to play for the Jets. So if the Jets go defense, I think that would shock a lot of people. But at this point, I'm still going to hold my truth to the Jets drafting Tyler Warren. I don't think Armand Membu is going to be available. I think he's going to go 6 to the Raiders. I think Membu's not going to be available for the Jets. There's a lot of buzz around Armand Membu. So I think the Jets are going to go after Tyler Warren. That's the most likely scenario, but I'm also keeping my mind open for a giant surprise because this is a brand new GM, brand new head coach, so you do not know what to expect yet.
So if the Raiders are going Membu, or at least that is what's being predicted, who in the hell is taking Ashton Genty?
I think a team might trade up for him. I think the Ashton Genty stuff is going to get crazy.
Well, he has a lot of hype right now going around the Jags. Like the Jags have a significant amount of reported interest in him, so he could be a pick there at 5.
Yeah, and I think there could be a team that tries to leapfrog them. We're seeing the second and the third pick up for grabs.
The fourth pick too.
And the fourth pick. I don't think it's interesting, man. It really is. I saw something that the Bears are trying to trade up to 3 for Abdul Carter, but the Giants are not budging on that. So it's interesting, man. And we're finally here tomorrow, so I'm sick of the speculation.
Yeah, get this out the way. We need to find out who's going where, and so we can talk about it. I'm over it.
What do you think about the Jets potentially going with Jahdae Barron, the corner? Would that make any sense? Because we brought in a free agent corner.
I mean, I understand.
And we have Sauce, of course.
I think if they make that move, I think that's verification that even your new head coach understands that Sauce Gardner is overrated. And you need some real talent at the position in the room. So it would help the room mightily as the league. They're not going to allow all those holding calls anymore for Sauce. So Jahdae is a good cover corner. I just worried about him winning the 50-50 battle.
Sauce is better. So Jahdae Barron.
So in all seriousness, that
was serious, Dan.
If the Jets, all right, but say the Jets were to go defense, first off, that's an incredible pick as well. In fact, there are rumors that Buffalo, if, for example, Barron and or Will Johnson falls to about 21, that they would aggressively try to trade up that high to grab one of those two players. But that's a story for a different time.
Johnson, yes.
I think what the problem for the Jets for the past couple of years has had a lot to do with coaching. I don't think that it's personnel at all for the 2025 season. Say, for example, you don't get a Membu with your overall pick. I don't really see it being the end of the world because, number one, you have a mobile quarterback behind an offensive line that is very good outside of the right tackle position, and it's not even his blindside blocker either. So I'm not going to lose sleep over that. As far as a tight end, like, say that you don't get Tyler Warren, who one creator on TikTok, his name is Theo Ash, he does not believe that Tyler Warren is a first-round pick at all. He thinks that the reason that he ran through the Penn State system was exclusively based off of a fluke, that he can't create separation, his blocking's whatever, is what it is.
Interesting.
I think whatever you guys ultimately end up deciding to do, y'all don't have a personnel issue. It's a coaching issue. So say that you went with Jahdae Barron, I actually would like that because that would really give Aaron Glenn some toys to play around with in 2025, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, the Jets got to be smart in that area. I agree with that. I'm not even big on Tyler Warren. I'm not but the problem is I'm not big on Jahdae Barron. I'm a Will Johnson guy. I just feel like Jahdae is undersized and is going to have problems. He's going to have problems with the 50-50 ball. He's going to keep up with everybody. You're not going to dust him. He's going to be right there with you. But I don't like him in the 50-50 balls. I think he's going to get dominated in that area.
I think if the Jets would draft him, he wouldn't just be primarily an outside corner. You look at what he did in college. He played in the nickel.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
And think of Brian Branch with Detroit. That's the role that I think he would play with the Jets if he came here to New York, which I still don't think is happening.
Yeah.
Will Johnson is the guy.
It's interesting you say that too, though, just because like I see Barron, I see the guy that has the higher ceiling. I see Will Johnson. I think he has the higher floor, but I think in the first round, especially that high to where the Jets would have to take him, you probably want the guy that is on that upward trajectory who's gotten better every single year. And I think that is Jahdae Barron over Will Johnson, who I think has kind of been on the decline each year. And, my pro comp for Jahdae Barron has actually been Stephon Gilmore. And, Richie, I know that you said Brian Branch because he plays all over the defensive formation there for the Lions, but Stephon Gilmore did the exact same thing. He had the size to play outside, but he played everywhere. He played deep. He played corner. He played in the slot. He was so versatile that he went up against just the number one threat on opposing offenses every single week. And that's exactly what I see Jahdae Barron doing, especially with that speed. I think he's going to be deadly.
Would you say
his size profile, man, like you look at like his snap share for the past 2 years. In 2023, he was predominantly out of the slot. But then in 2024, he was predominantly on the outside as far as where he lined up. I don't really see him having a lot of success on the outside in the NFL because of that size disadvantage. Like, God forbid he goes up against like a big-bodied wide receiver on the outside. He's going to get bullied. Yeah, exactly. He's going to get bullied out there. And like half of the reason, too, since we ended up hearing that rumor that Buffalo would be interested in trading up that high for a player like that, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather roll the dice on Siobhan Ravel right in the second round, who's coming off of an ACL injury, rather than somebody that's undersized off to the outside on that.
In the slot?
No, we need the CB2 on the perimeter. I'd probably take Ravel right on the opposite side of Benford. And or Trey Amos would be fine with me too. Like that or like Will Johnson as well. Like he has been getting a lot. Like he's been sliding down draft boards significantly
because of the injury, though. I mean, when you think about it, for him to still be first round projected with the injury, I'm telling you, this is the guy because he's a baiter. He's Xavier Howard. He's Xavier Howard.
Yeah,
he's gonna bait you and keep your eyes on the quarterback. Play off the ball. I'm a Will Johnson guy.
Will Johnson guy, and that's a great segue too because. Like, what rumors have you been hearing, TD? Because seemingly, say that I'm a Dolphins fan, like there's so many holes that need to be filled on your roster that I feel like any which position shouldn't piss off a fan because I feel like that they're all equally important. Have you been hearing anything of where they could potentially be leaning? Like, what's your thought here?
Yeah, the Miami Dolphins are going cornerback or defensive tackle at 13. I'm against it. If they do it, I'm okay. Yeah, and if it's the right player, I'll celebrate. But we got to move out of that spot. we have to acquire an additional
Right down?
second or a couple of thirds. Yeah, we got to move out of that spot. I went to Miami Dolphins because here's the deal. Every mock draft I do, when I get to 13, there's 8 players on the board that I like that's worthy of the Miami Dolphins and a first-round pick. So if there's 8 players available, hey, move me to 23. You know, give me around the Green Bay Packers, and we're gonna pick up some good draft capital as a result of that for day 2. So that's where I'm leaning with the Dolphins. If you do take that day 1 pick at 13, that's fine too, but it has to be one of those premier guys that slide. Otherwise, here's the deal. There are premier guys, but then there's a group of guys that are also first-round talent, but I don't put them in the top 15. And if none of those guys are there, move back in the lower 20s and take any one of those guys I'll be happy with.
So what's your big board then? Like a realistic big board of like names that you'd be like, hell yeah, the Dolphins are moving in the right direction.
I mean, your best 2 tackles on both sides of the football, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. You look at and again, for me, the cutoff is Will Johnson at 13. Yeah, so everything else, when you talk about Siobhan Revel and when you talk about Amos, we can get them later, right? Late in the first, maybe even early second for one of them, maybe, but I wouldn't take that chance. So Will Johnson, guys like that are my cutoff. I want one of the premier tackles. I want one of those 2 premier corners. I prefer Will Johnson. And Malachi Starks doesn't even make my top 15 anymore.
Starks has been dropping significantly too.
He's
Safety's
my
always
mid-20s now. He's my mid-20s.
Branch fell too.
Yeah.
He's been dropping quite a bit. Several mock drafts have had the Bills selecting him at 30.
Starks
Like,
could
not
be there
even
in the
moving.
second. Starks could be there in the second. Brian Branch was really good a few years ago, and he dropped to the second for the Lions too. It's just because safeties aren't valued like that. Now, TD, the only thing I will say too about what you said is it's just like I feel like every team I'm hearing from every creator, oh well, I want to trade down. I want to trade down. Even in our Bleacher Report stream, before we like actually did it last week, they put us into a Discord group, and everybody wanted to trade down. That's what everybody wants to do in this draft. Everybody wants to trade down because of the value, because of the players. This isn't a very good overall draft class. But people forget, if you are going to trade down, what's the other half of that? You need somebody who's going to trade up. I don't think that a lot of teams are going to be trading down the way that people think, because in order for that to happen, you're going to need another one of these 32 teams to be willing to trade up. And I just don't think that this is the type of draft class where there's going to be a lot of players where teams feel the need to have to trade up.
There's 2 players, Kobe, that come to mind that I'm banking on being available at 13 and worthy of a trade up. Okay. One of those players being Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
The other, because the Dolphins ain't going to take him, they're going to be ridiculous. And
You
not
wish.
do it. They're not going to do it. So a team that really want a quarterback, they may go up to 13 to get him. And Ashton Genty, if for any reason he can shift down to 13, I think there's a few teams that'll be there to say, you know what, let's go get him. Because they didn't think that he would shift that far. But then he becomes a little closer to their liking.
If he went down to 13, for sure, I agree with that. That'd be great.
Yeah, so those are the 2 I'm banking on, that if they do slide there, yeah, I like that. I like our chances of potentially moving down.
Interesting.
Offensive line.
For what?
So to tell you what, say that I had to guess exactly who the Dolphins are walking away with.
At
In
13?
fact, mark my words. Mark my words. All right. I'm going to accurately predict every single selection for all 3 of your teams.
Oh, wow.
The Jets are staying put at 7, and they are selecting Armand Membu. Welcome to the New York Jets. I think the Dolphins end up going with Kelvin Banks from Texas.
I was thinking that too, Dan.
So an offensive lineman.
He's on my list right there at the bottom of it, around 11 to 14 for me.
And then for the Patriots, 4th overall.
So obvious, Dan. Come on. It's
Pretty
so obvious. It's essentially a lock, Dan.
Will Campbell.
Yeah. As long as Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter aren't there, it's Will Campbell. I mean, come on. It's not a debate.
Well, one of them might be there, Kobe.
There's a chance. I think if anybody falls, it's going to be Abdul Carter, because we saw a few years ago with Micah Parsons, like he had a lot of character concerns that came out, especially towards as that draft got closer and closer, and it dropped his stock a lot. I mean, if you look at where Micah Parsons was taken, he was considered, one, if not the best defensive player in that draft, but he fell because of those potential character concerns. And teams get really, really scared about those kind of things. And, I think teams are overreacting to some of the character concerns we're hearing about Abdul Carter. That could potentially make him fall a little bit.
Abdul Carter. Yeah, I think I just saw Abdul Carter do something terrible. He should fall to 7.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, hey man, listen. He is the self-proclaimed best player in the draft.
And I asked him. See that?
You did? Yeah, folks. Listen,
I got a bold take for your team, Dan.
Oh my God. Go ahead.
The Bills are trading up. They're going around 23, and guess who they're going to select?
Grant?
Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Stewart? I like Shamar Stewart, surprisingly.
Friend of the program.
I know.
Shamar Stewart, friend of the podcast.
So I'm not just saying this just because he was somebody I interviewed right at the Senior Bowl. I feel like a lot of people hyper obsess over sack numbers, and they don't look at him consistently beating his man on the line, him consistently being in the backfield unpaid. No, dude. Yes,
that's what. But that's what Bass asked him.
Dude, listen, man, I would love Shamar Stewart. I really, really would. But I'm still sort of at that mindset that it's not quite Kenneth Grant or bust for me. But ideally, say that my big board players are gone, right? Say that Kenneth Grant is gone. Say that a Trey Amos is gone, which I highly doubt that he will be. I would much rather trade down in the second, have 3 second-round picks, trade up again mid-round in the second, and somehow be able to finesse a third-round pick with that trade-down opportunity with whatever team wants to do it. For example, that Cleveland Browns team, they are already rumored right now to want to trade back up into the first. That's a heavy rumor going around Cleveland, where obviously they take Travis Hunter. Maybe they also grab Shador, say that he ends up falling that far. I don't even know.
So here is Shamar Stewart talking real quick. If you want to hear what he had to say about what Dan was referring to about the lack of athleticism. Well, not really the athleticism, but kind of the numbers.
Shamar, a lot of people look at your athleticism. What's something that doesn't maybe show up on the stat sheet that you can bring to an NFL roster?
The way I just plays. I mean, you won't see it on the stat sheet. I mean, people just look at sack numbers nowadays, but you got to really look at the film to see what I can do for defense.
And how do you feel about Green Bay so far, just being here in the atmosphere and what it's like?
I feel great. Green Bay, when I came up here for a visit, the coaches gave me good vibes.
What coaches did you speak with specifically?
Everybody.
Everybody? Like Robert Covington?
Everybody.
Nice. Awesome.
So everybody gave me good vibes. I wouldn't mind being here.
Yeah, it's a great play.
And do you guys think Abdul Carter is the best player in the draft? Because he does.
I do. He's my number one player.
Bar none.
I asked him that, and this is his response.
And you say you're the best player in this draft. Can you explain why?
Yeah, just everything I bring to the table, my impact, my versatility, and like I always say, just when those big moments, those crunch moments come up, that's where I'm at my best.
Where do you think your mind's going to be when you hear your name finally get called tomorrow night?
Yeah, I don't think I can imagine that. I got to live in that moment.
Good luck, man.
Damn.
Right next to NFL Network, Richie. Okay.
Oh, who's next to you on NFL Network, by the way? Who's next to you?
Oh, yeah, no big deal.
Who's that?
Tom Pelissero.
Yeah,
Tom's move over, nerd. Roundtable Sports.
Can you guys guess who Cam Ward models his game after? TD, you didn't see this. I want TD to answer this. So I asked Cam Ward who he models his game after the most. Can you guess who his answer was?
Tua.
Guess.
Tua?
No.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Cam, if there's anybody that you model your game after your most growing up, who would that quarterback be?
I would say Aaron Rodgers a lot. I watched him and Mike Vick a lot growing up. I didn't really start watching a lot of football until my high school, but as a kid, those were the two main people that I saw on TV.
And what do you take from a guy like Aaron Rodgers and Mike Vick?
Just Aaron, I would say just the base he throws in the pocket, the different arm angles he can change. And then Mike Vick, just all the stuff he can do outside the pocket, whether it's running, throwing the ball. I think those guys don't get enough credit for how they protected themselves in the field. They had long careers, and so you got to be able to protect yourself at the end of the day.
And last
Roundtable Sports.
I can't believe you missed this, TD. Like,
Yeah, it's your fault, Richard.
yeah, it's my fault. You missed the best
Yo.
part, man.
Dude, honestly, man, I have been reposting all of these on TikTok.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I've been doing my thing, man. Hopefully, we're absolutely swimming in views because these are just fantastic questions with some of the top prospects. Who knows, man? We could have interviewed a future Hall of Famer with one of
we
those
did.
interviews.
Abdul Carter right there.
Mason Graham.
Abdul
too.
Carter.
I do got to post the Travis Hunter interview because that was the funniest of them all, and I didn't get to post it.
A 6-second interview.
6 seconds.
That's great.
And so the only trade down the Finns doing this year is going from second place to last place in the division.
Lino, boy, you a real true hater.
Guys,
Yeah.
so I have a question. I have a question for everybody here on this panel because Bill Belichick said this himself. The greatest coach of all time. He said this himself last year on the Pat McAfee show. He said, you don't really know what's going on with the draft, the real rumors, until about 12 to 24 hours before day one. Everything else you hear before, during the week, throughout the month,
It's hunting
it
for
is
headlines.
all a smokescreen. Like you said, all hunting for headlines. I remember literally an hour, 2 hours before day one started last year, we heard that the Patriots were in trade talks with the 49ers for wide receivers Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Now, obviously, nothing came to fruition, but we knew that those reports were real. Are there any hot takes for any of your teams, any teams in this division that you think could come out tomorrow before the start of day one? You guys got any? I got one.
Yeah, I mean, it's for your team, surprise for our teams.
Yeah, like any team in our division here that you'd see like reports coming out of tomorrow.
I think the
So
Bills
players specifically, or like what?
Players trading up, trading down, just anything big.
Okay, you know what? I'll say this. Something I did not mention about the Jets that I've been pushing the table for. It's a pipe dream for my Jets. But
It's Travis Hunter related, isn't it?
it is Travis Hunter related. Trade up for Travis Hunter. Are you kidding me? If he's sliding anywhere, if I'm the Jets, I am calling up and getting that generational talent on my football team. He fills 2 holes in 1 player. That is a surprise shocker that I am not expecting to happen. But
Would
oh
you
my
go
God,
up to
that
2?
happened. Move to 2. It really depends on the price. The price would probably be our 2nd round pick plus more. I don't know.
More.
Yeah, so
A little bit more, but not.
I don't know. That's tough. That's a steep price to spend, but that man is so unique, and you're never going to get someone like that available in the draft, I think, ever again. So
That's an Aaron Glenn guy right there.
I know, dude. The guy can do everything, bro. And we need a number 2 receiver, and we need a number 2 corner.
Perfect.
That's what I'm saying.
You have them both.
Hey, come on, man.
All right, Colby. Rumors you've been hearing from the New England Patriots, although that you've already heard that it's set in stone. It's Will Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I do think that it is Will Campbell. I mean, there was a report that came out. I forget who it was by. Who supposedly Drake May was already told that that's what they're doing that for. Is that they're going Will Campbell. Patriots fans aren't going to like it, but Mike Vrabel said in his introductory press conference that what we're going to do is that we are going to heavily address the trenches this offseason. They heavily did it on the defense side of the football in free agency. They tried to address the O-line in free agency, but it didn't come to fruition. I do think that if Abdul Carter's there, then that is the direction that they'll go, and that's the direction that they should go. That's the best player in the damn draft. But I think other than that, I think they do want to go Will Campbell. Now, maybe if a trade down presents itself somewhere within the top 10, maybe they trade down and they go Armand Membu or Will Campbell, depending who's on the board. But I do think tomorrow we're going to hear that the Patriots do come out with some type of offensive lineman, and I do think that guy is going to be Will Campbell.
Folks.
Boring. I'm just kidding. He's a good pick.
So
Yeah, it's basic.
So I'll tell you what, guys, I need to go on ahead and actually pick somebody up from the airport. And so I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in
And
to the
Mitchell.
AFC Roundtable. Guys, listen, I will continuously be living vicariously through you throughout the remainder of the draft experience. Best of luck to your teams. Folks, I will be live streaming my full reaction to tomorrow night and also on Friday night for day 1, day 2, and 3. And I cannot wait to unpack everything next week on the AFC East Roundtable. And of course, 4th and Forever tomorrow.
Dan, I have homework for you if you don't mind. Can you just accept our collabs on Instagram I sent you?
Please, Dan. That's all we ask.
Come on, man. It's just a little
You
accept.
want the collabs, baby?
I want
got
Abdul
you.
Carter saying that he's the best player in the draft to go viral, and any damn Mitchell's clout to make it happen.
All right, man. I got you. All right,
Dan,
y'all.
see you later, brother.
Peace.
See you, bro. Are you guys going live for day 1, 2, day 2? Anything? You guys gonna go live, Radio Row, anything like that?
Like we're gonna be live from Radio Row tomorrow. It's gonna be us two with Dose and Bass. But what I don't know what to expect, Colby, is what the heck's gonna happen in terms of like the draft. Like we're not gonna be able to live stream from where we're at. Like we're gonna be with the media, and we're gonna have access to media room. We're gonna have access to interview every single prospect after they get drafted. Like that's what we're access. So we're not gonna be able to go live and react to every single pick. It's gonna be more like, all right, Cam Ward gets picked, and then he goes to the podium, and we're there at the podium with Cam Ward, and that's gonna happen all night. So we're gonna have interviews of every single pick available on Roundtable Sports. That's gonna be a busy night. You better be ready.
Make sure your phones have enough storage, man. Well, I'll be going live for night 1, 2. I usually don't go for day 2 and day 3, but tomorrow, live watch party on the channel. Get my reaction to the Patriots pick and everyone else's pick too, man. It's gonna be a great time.
Damn, Colby, we're gonna need you to help us, bro. You're gonna be live on Patriots Global while helping me upload stuff on social media. Come on,
it's gonna be a crazy night, man. It's gonna be a crazy night
because I cannot imagine posting all that stuff tomorrow night on my own.
32 interviews.
I don't know if we go 32.
32.
Yeah, no, I would come up with strategic questions beforehand based off of like what questions you think are best for individual players.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to get the ones from our 4 teams. Definitely got to get the Patriots and the Bills guys and prioritize the right ones.
Yeah, when the Dolphins trade up for Cam Ward and select him, I'm off for the night.
Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Cam Ward, those are the big ones. Ashton Genty's a big one. I would say if there's any projected round 2 to round 3 guy that gets selected in round 1, surprisingly, I would definitely try to get that guy, get his reactions on it. And a guy that, because ultimately somebody's going to slide tomorrow. Someone who's projected to go higher is going to go back end of round 1. They're going to be pissed off. Get their thoughts on falling.
Yeah, I agree. And now that I think about it, I think it was a blessing in disguise that TD wasn't able to come this morning. Because you wouldn't, or last night, if you were in the restaurant with me and Cam Ward, you're a big Cam Ward fan. You wouldn't be able to contain yourself.
Yeah, I would have. I would have had the exclusive, Richie.
You'd be like, yo, Cam.
We would have signed him to Roundtable Sports. It would have been our first signee.
Yeah,
big name signee.
I needed you for that because I don't know how we're going to negotiate that with Cam Ward. You know how much he's going to ask for?
Nothing.
Yeah?
Yep. It was going to be for free.
You sure? Because what was your pitch? You're going to be our Aaron Rodgers at Pat McAfee?
Exactly.
Do you think Pat McAfee doesn't pay Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that's his business.
He's going to be like, all right.
I'm a better salesman than Pat McAfee, whatever it is.
McAfee? Pat McAfee?
Yeah. Well, maybe we can start doing that tomorrow.
Oh, don't worry.
Get these prospects.
Don't worry. It's coming. Roundtable Sports doing big things. Hey, man, y'all did y'all thing this morning, though. I ain't gonna lie.
We were grinding, man. We were grinding. I got to get the you want to see the Travis Hunter interview? I hadn't posted
it. Dude, I haven't seen this yet. Yeah, I want to see it.
It's literally 6 seconds, and I'm just like, yo, who do you model your game after? Because I was like stumbling on my words.
Hey, you have Travis Hunter in front of your face, man.
Player,
come on.
do you model your game after anybody at one side of the ball, corner and wide receiver?
Nah, I don't model my game after nobody. I just go out there and beat Travis.
And what do you say that is? Since you're a two-way player, do you model your game after anybody? And I wanted to get a follow-up, but then somebody else chimed in. So I don't know if you even heard that.
I heard that end. Yeah, you try to get another one.
Do you model your game after anybody at one side of the ball, corner and wide receiver?
Nah, I don't model my game after nobody. I just go out there and beat Travis.
And what do you? I don't model my game after nobody. I just go out there and beat Travis. That's
beat Travis, man.
That's the hardest thing I've ever heard.
He gave you that Jackson Dart reply. I don't know, bro. Just go turn on the film.
But he kept trying to come back to me because funny story too. Last night at the hotel, when I saw all the prospects come in, I saw Travis Hunter walk into like the gift shop to get water or something. And I'm like, I gotta go in the gift shop. I don't be with Travis Hunter. So I walk in, he's like getting Gatorade and snacks, and he's checking out, and I'm right behind him. And I'm just like, and his girlfriend's right next to him. His cameraman's right there.
His girlfriend?
Like, yeah, his girlfriend was with him, of course.
Dude, that's the interview right there. Did you hear about like the stuff with them? Oh, that's
the
interview
but I'm not gonna get into that. And I'm just, and then he walks away. I'm like, yo, good luck on Thursday night, bro. He's like, appreciate it, man. And I'm just like, damn, Travis Hunter.
Oh, you should have signed him,
What do you mean? Where's how do I sign into Roundtable Sports right there and there, bro?
You should have gotten his signature, bro. That would have been worth money.
Nah, dude, we're there as media. We can't be getting signatures.
Yeah, you didn't have your media hat on, man. Come on.
I was there. Honestly, last night I could have been annoying and been like that paparazzi, like taking pictures, but I was just sitting there chilling and soaking everything in, not taking any photos. Just I got a selfie with Cam Ward. That was really it. I went up to Cam Ward after I had that conversation with him after we ate dinner, and I went up to him like, "Yo, can I get a photo?" Took a picture. I'm like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know I'm a YouTuber. I'm actually a Jets fan, and I have a Jets YouTube channel, and I made a lot of videos of the Jets trading up to get you." And I literally told him straight up, his family was all there listening in. And I'm like, obviously now I got Justin Fields. It's probably not happening, but I'll still be down, man, because whatever. And he's like, man, I appreciate it.
You don't want to be no Jet.
And I just dapped him up because he said a lot of good things about Aaron Glenn and the Jets at the Combine, but that was before we got Justin Fields. But it was just a cool interaction.
I remember those rumors about the Jets trading up to 1.
Yeah, remember? That's where all the videos I was posting. So should I post this Travis Hunter clip?
Yeah, dude. Anything with Travis Hunter is going to get clicks. Let's be real.
All right. Woo! What do you want to game after? Nobody. I'll just go out there and beat Travis.
You guys heard it here first. Roundtable Sports.
Man, oh man. What a day.
Yeah. We got to get out of here and get some dinner. Trade Chris Greer for a 2026 fifth. You'd love that, don't you?
You ain't getting crap for him.
Give me a fourth.
Hennessy, my boy, says, I'm hearing the Jets will trade down. Hope so, because I want more picks. TD, good thing you're covering all teams because your team is cooked.
You're a hater,
fried
Hennessy.
fish.
You're a hater.
He's speaking facts, though. You heard?
Hennessy was at the first event, right?
Yeah.
He was with his girl, right? Sitting right with us.
He was with us, yeah, right next to us.
I think so. Yeah. I remember that sad look on your face when Aaron Rodgers went down, too.
Why you gotta
Yeah.
He's throwing shots at me. He gonna get him back. I remember that sad look on your face. Don't be talking trash to me. You remember that sad look you had?
I hope you realize Aaron Rodgers shots, man, it doesn't hit anymore. It's not our quarterback.
It don't matter. I still remember Hennessy's face. My quarterback.
Y'all doing some big things. Shout out to Roundtable crew, repping in person. Jet up, my guy, JT. I appreciate it. And we really do appreciate you guys supporting us. Like, if you guys can please do us a favor and go on social media and support us on socials, because that's where all the content's really going. You know, all the interviews is on TikTok, X, Instagram. If you guys can like, reshare, and just share it with any NFL fan that you guys have in your circle and just like spread the word of Roundtable Sports, because we're really trying to get our name out there as much as we can. And like even the smallest share to your cousin means a lot to what we're trying to build here, guys.
Yeah,
and
we love cousins.
it goes a long way. We're putting a lot of work over here.
And be honest, guys. Everybody who's a member of the channel, everybody that supports Roundtable Sports, y'all allow us to be here. These things, and I'm being transparent, these things cost a lot of money to put together. So whenever we're able to do exclusive things, you just saw like 5 interviews on the screen. Nobody else out here dropping this stuff. Nobody, I mean, unless you're a part of the major networks on TV, nobody else is out here doing this. And that's what we're out here doing. Thanks to each and every one of you guys showing love, support. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for real, man. And getting these interviews, I gotta be honest, the Senior Bowl and Super Bowl trained me a little bit. I got more confidence out there getting the interviews because that was definitely a little rough at the Senior Bowl. Colby knows that. But
yeah, that was tough for all of us, man. First one's Jaden Higgins, and like I remember walking down the stairs because you guys like got down there first because I was talking to somebody from the media, ran to get down there, caught my breath, and Rich goes, "Here's the microphone. Jaden Higgins is right there. Go ahead." And I was like, yeah. Just jumped right into it, man. Yeah, it's definitely good to like have experience before we went to the Super Bowl and the draft and things like that.
We just got a whole care package of food and drinks coming in from.
Bash just went grocery shopping, man.
You're my guy. You got me gluten-free snacks. I love it.
Bash went grocery shopping.
Bash just went grocery shopping. Wow, bro. We got to eat. We got to go out there and eat. Well, we're going to wrap up the show now because we got to go eat. I'm starving. I'm malnourished. You ready to wrap it up, TD?
Yes, man. Let's get some chowder.
Well, Colby, keep holding it down. Keep helping us out as much as you can, and go support us on Roundtable Sports all over the place, folks. We really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to the AFC East Roundtable, the origin of Roundtable Sports. And shout out to the NFC North Roundtable, by the way, because half of them are repping here with us. Bats and Joseph Dion, of course, Green Bay is repping here in Green Bay. Had to make sure that was a priority. And We're excited for the future, man. Keep grinding with us. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Welcome to Fourth and Forever here on Roundtable Sports Network, your favorite NFL midday show, live weekdays at 2 p.m. EST, featuring Dan Mitchell, Richie Malora, and Tony Dow, covering all things NFL all offseason long.